What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol SPY for the S&P 500 ETF. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. We talk about this ETF, this market, really regularly here on this channel, as well as the main channel, more in-depth over there. Regardless, we did open on a massive gap down. We made a rally lower, or it's not really a rally, but we slid lower and then rallied. There we go. Extremely strong into the afternoon here, retracing more than 100% of the down move to close the gap and close the daily bar inside of the Friday's range. So that to me is starting to feel a little bit like a capitulation bottom, especially with this volume ramping up here. Now, I don't want to be overly optimistic, and I do want to point out that we do still have some catalysts for downside here. Of course, on Wednesday at 2 p.m., we have Jerome Powell getting on the mic for the FOMC meeting minutes press conference there. So that could be a catalyst for lower. No one really knows just yet, but just keep in mind, volatility will remain elevated here as we have these things coming down the pipeline. In terms of getting us out of the woods, though, what's the number that must be recaptured? It's this big area where the flush has come from at 450. Why is that the number? Well, we had all of these equal lows, and when it broke, it sure did open up the floodgates there. So if we can recapture that and give ourselves some sort of higher low, then break the resistance trend line, that starts to change things. But again, don't get overly optimistic until we start to see that stuff happen. So yes, it does start to feel like a little bit of a bottom. We have a huge hammer candle, massive lower wick. We are respecting prior structure in the market, these prior highs, the pullback. We close the daily bar above the lows from that September, October sort of panic there. So there are some bullish things from a structural perspective, but still the trend is firmly down. We have some, potentially, let's just call them volatility catalysts for right now, Jerome Powell mainly, and we're still underneath that 450. So one step at a time here, but it does look like this could be the start for a bit of a turnaround. Now, do we get a lower high? Do we do something like this? Yeah, that's definitely on the table as well, so don't write that off. Basically, what I'm getting at is don't be overly optimistic or pessimistic right now based on where the market is trading. If we look at the 30-minute time frame, what else can we learn about the activity here? Well, definitely inverted head and shoulders with a high of day breakout point and neckline into the afternoon, and that did certainly break there. In the post-market, it's not like we're dramatically higher or lower, still hovering around 439.70s, so right around kind of where the close was. So not much to read into from a gap up or gap down for tomorrow perspective yet, at least. Now, that is subject to change, but what you would watch for now is can we pull back and hold that level and use it as support at 433. If we start printing hammer candles down here, indecision doji candles down here, basically things that make you question, okay, are we going to get that higher low? Then fantastic. Looking for longs over the highs, looking for that next move into 433.50, and more importantly, the 450 area, right? That 433, or excuse me, yeah, the 443, excuse me, I'm getting my numbers mixed up, is coming from this prior area right here, right? We know it was support, then resistance, support on this 2-day little balance before the rally took off. And, if we can recapture that, then fantastic. That's also a 200 SMA capture, but really it would be a move that would look something like this. Let's quickly take out the Fibonacci's from the low all the way on up to the high. And would you look at that? Again, guys, I cannot make this stuff up. Look at how our structure lines up perfectly here, the 38.2. Any consolidation that happens here, bull flag on the 30-minute time frame could lead to potential breakouts to get us closer to that 450 number, which we've been harping on and on about. So that's what I'm watching out for here in the S&Ps, at least in the short term. Please do keep in mind, and I've hammered this home as well, don't be overly optimistic. Don't be overly pessimistic. One step at a time, especially with the Wednesday 2 p.m. announcement coming out from Fed Chair Powell. So that's all I've got for you. Those are the numbers, and that's sort of the sentiment that I'm looking at least. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.